Have you ever opened your to-do list and instantly felt paralyzed? So many tasks, so much pressure, and instead of starting, you freeze. You tell yourself the goal is too huge. You're not sure where to begin. So you do what most people do. You grab your phone, refresh social media, skim emails, or stay busy with small, unimportant tasks while the real work keeps waiting. Here's the truth. The problem isn't laziness. It's overwhelm. Some of the most successful people in the world, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, face this exact same challenge. But they rely on one surprisingly simple strategy to break through it. It's called the 10-minute rule. And in the next few minutes, I'll break down exactly how this rule works, why it's so powerful, and how you can start using it today to finally move forward. So, don't go anywhere. This might be the shift you've been waiting for. Let me introduce you to Marcus. Marcus is a 32-year-old entrepreneur who felt completely stuck. He had a smart business idea. He had skills, experience, resources, and even some startup money. What he didn't have was momentum. Every morning, Marcus sat down at his desk, laptop open, staring at an overwhelming task list. Write a business plan, estimated time 20 hours. Build a website, estimated time 30 hours. Create a marketing strategy, estimated time 15 hours. Design a logo and brand identity, estimated time 10 hours. That's 75 hours of work staring back at him before he even took the first step. Day after day, Marcus would look at that list and feel the pressure crush his motivation. Where do I even begin? He thought. The business plan alone could take weeks, and I'm not even sure how to make it perfect. And that hesitation kept him stuck in the same place until he learned one simple rule that changed everything. So Marcus would open a new document, type a headline at the top, and then just sit there. 20 minutes passed. The page stayed empty. The cursor blinked like it was judging him. Eventually, he'd sigh, close the file, and tell himself, I'm not in the right headspace. I'll do this tomorrow when I feel more focused and energized. But tomorrow came, and then tomorrow came again. Nothing changed. Weeks turned into months, 3 full months of getting ready. 3 months of good intentions. 3 months of planning to begin without actually beginning. No progress, no results, just frustration growing louder every day. Eventually, his wife had enough. She looked him straight in the eye and said, Marcus, you either start this business or you go find a job. You can't keep sitting at that desk pretending to work. That night, overwhelmed, embarrassed, and exhausted, Marcus picked up his phone and called his uncle, a seasoned businessman who had successfully built and sold 2 companies. Uncle Tom, Marcus said, his voice heavy, I don't understand what's happening to me. I have the idea, the skills, the money, everything I need to start. But somehow I just can't take the first step. His uncle laughed, but not in a cruel way. It was the laugh of someone who had been there before. Marcus, he said, you're dealing with something I call mountain paralysis. You're standing at the bottom of a massive mountain, staring at the peak. The climb looks so long and exhausting that your brain shuts down before you even move. Marcus paused. Yes, that's exactly how it feels. So what do I do? His uncle replied calmly, you stop trying to climb the whole mountain. You use the 10-minute rule. It's the same method nearly every successful person I know uses to destroy procrastination. Then he said, listen carefully. I'm going to teach you how it works. Uncle Tom then explained the principle that would completely transform Marcus's life. He called it the 10-minute rule, and its power lies in its simplicity. When you catch yourself avoiding a major task, you don't promise to finish it. You don't block out hours. You don't wait until you feel motivated. You commit to working on it for just 10 minutes. That's all, not an hour. Not until it's perfect. Only 10 minutes. Marcus looked confused. But 10 minutes won't really achieve anything, he said. That's exactly where you're mistaken, Uncle Tom replied. Let me explain why this works so well. Reason number 1. Breaking the resistance to start. Marcus, his uncle asked, what's the hardest part of any important task? Marcus thought for a moment. Starting. Exactly, Uncle Tom said. The act of beginning requires the most mental energy. Your brain fights it. It resists uncertainty, effort, and discomfort. But once you're already moving, continuing takes far less effort. The 10-minute rule works because it lowers the commitment so much that your brain can't justify resisting it. There's no internal argument, no pressure, no fear of failure. Just 10 minutes. Uncle Tom sketched a quick diagram on paper. Starting a task, 100 units of energy. Continuing a task, 10 units of energy. You only need to break through that first wall, he said, and 10 minutes is enough to do exactly that. Reason number 2, the momentum effect. Here's where the real magic happens, Uncle Tom continued. Once you begin, you almost never stop at 10 minutes. Momentum is powerful. The first step is the hardest. After that, you're already engaged. Focus improves. Resistance fades. He mentioned a research finding. Nearly 80% of people who commit to working for just 10 minutes continue for 30 minutes or longer. Why? Because procrastination isn't about the work, it's about starting. Reason number 3, the progress principle. Even if you truly stop after 10 minutes, Uncle Tom said, you still win. Because progress, no matter how small, creates motivation. Progress builds confidence. Progress makes tomorrow easier. But zero progress does the opposite. It creates guilt, it feeds self-doubt, and it makes the next day even harder to begin. Uncle Tom then drew 2 paths. Path A, 0 minutes per day. No action, no movement, just mounting frustration and crushing guilt. Path B, 10 minutes per day. 70 minutes per week. Visible progress, growing confidence. One path keeps you stuck, he said. The other quietly moves you forward. And that, Uncle Tom smiled, is how the 10-minute rule changes everything. So ask yourself this question: which path actually leads to a completed business? Now, let's break down exactly how you apply the 10-minute rule in real life, step by step. Step 1, set a timer. Not mentally, not approximately. Actually set a 10-minute timer on your phone. This part is non-negotiable. The timer turns intention into commitment. It creates a clear start and a clear finish. Step 2, promise only 10 minutes. Tell yourself, I'm only working for 10 minutes. When the timer ends, I'm allowed to stop. No guilt, no pressure. This single thought removes the emotional weight that usually stops you before you begin. Step 3, choose one tiny, specific action. Don't say, I'll work on my business plan. That's too broad and overwhelming. Instead, say, for the next 10 minutes, I will write 3 bullet points describing my ideal customer. That's it. Small, clear, achievable. Step 4, begin immediately. Don't wait until you feel inspired. Don't wait for the perfect mood. Motivation comes after action, not before it. Set the timer and start right away. The power of this rule is that it skips the mental debate your brain tries to create. Step 5, stop or keep going. When the timer rings, you have 2 options. You can stop completely, guilt-free, or if momentum has kicked in, you can keep working. Either choice is a win because you took action, and action beats procrastination every time. This isn't some trendy productivity trick. Uncle Tom explained, this is how the world's most successful people operate. When Warren Buffett doesn't feel motivated, he commits to reading for just 10 minutes and often ends up reading for hours. Bill Gates tackles massive problems by breaking them into short, focused work sessions. Elon Musk is famous for time blocking stack, which is essentially the 10-minute rule expanded across an entire day. They all understand the same truth. You don't need unlimited time. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need to start, and 10 minutes is always available. The next morning, Marcus sat down at his desk again. The to-do list was still long. The tasks were still big. But this time, he didn't feel frozen. He picked up his phone, set a 10-minute timer, opened a blank document, and typed one simple line at the top of the page, 3 bullet points about my target customer. And for the first time in months, he started. He took a breath and pressed start. The first few minutes felt uncomfortable. His attention drifted. His body felt uneasy. A voice in his head whispered, "This isn't doing anything. This is a waste of time." But he didn't stop. By minute 3, the resistance was still there, but weaker. By minute 5, he had written his first bullet point. By minute 8, there were 3. Then the timer rang. Marcus stared at the screen. The ideas weren't perfect. They weren't polished, but they were real. They existed. And then something surprising happened. A quiet thought crossed his mind. Maybe I can add a few more. So he reset the timer. Another 10 minutes. Then another. That very first day, Marcus worked for 47 minutes, all starting from a promise of just 10. He didn't complete the entire business plan, but he wrote 3 full pages, 3 pages more than the day before, more than the previous 3 months combined. On day 2, he committed to just 10 minutes on the website. That turned into 35 minutes, and the basic homepage structure was finished. Day 3, 10 minutes on the logo. It became 22 minutes, resulting in 5 rough logo concepts. Day 4, 10 minutes on marketing. That session stretched to 51 minutes and produced a complete strategy outline. Within 2 weeks, Marcus had done what once felt impossible. The business plan was finished. A functional website was live. Branding was designed. Marketing had begun. And all of it started the same way, 10 minutes at a time. 3 months later, the same amount of time he had previously lost to hesitation and fear, Marcus officially launched his business. One evening, his wife looked at him and asked, "What changed? You were stuck for so long." Marcus smiled and said, "I stopped trying to conquer the mountain in a single day. I just committed to 10 minutes. 10 minutes turned into hours, hours turned into days, and days turned into a finished business." Marcus finally understood what his uncle had known all along. Momentum beats motivation, and 10 minutes is enough to create momentum. My friend, right now, there's something you're avoiding. Maybe it's a work assignment. Maybe it's a creative dream. Maybe it's studying, writing, exercising, or building a better version of yourself. And whatever it is, you don't need to finish it today. You just need to start for 10 minutes. That's how everything changes. Or maybe you're trying to build something meaningful, and you're avoiding it, not because you don't care, but because it feels too massive, too difficult, too overwhelming to face. So here's what I want you to do. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right after this video ends. Step 1, identify the single task you've been avoiding the most, the one that keeps sitting in the back of your mind, the one that quietly drains your energy every day you ignore it. Step 2, define a clear 10-minute microtask, not work on the project. That's vague and intimidating. Instead, choose something specific. Write 3 bullet points, outline 1 small section, or spend 10 minutes researching. Small, precise, doable. Step 3, set a timer on your phone for exactly 10 minutes. Not about 10. Not until I feel like stopping. 10 minutes. Make it real. Step 4, start immediately. No warm-up. No waiting to feel motivated. No getting into the right mood. Just start. The power of this rule comes from skipping all the mental excuses your brain tries to negotiate. Step 5, stop or continue. When the timer ends, you're free to stop with 0 guilt. Or if momentum has kicked in, you can keep going. Either way, you win because you showed up. Here's my promise to you. If you do this for 7 days straight, just 10 minutes a day on the task you've been avoiding, you'll make more progress than you have in the last month. Not because 10 minutes is magical, but because starting changes everything. The most successful people in the world aren't superheroes. They don't have unlimited discipline. They don't wait around for motivation to strike. They simply know how to begin. And now you know their secret, the 10-minute rule. If this idea just flipped a switch in your mind, hit the like button right now. Not later. Now. Because if you can't commit to 1 click, committing to 10 minutes of focused work will always feel impossible. Drop a comment below and tell me the one task you're going to apply the 10-minute rule to today. Let's create accountability together. Share this video with someone who's been about to start for months. They might need this exact message today. And subscribe to this channel because every week I share simple productivity systems that actually work. No hype, no fluff, just real results. Remember, Marcus, 3 months of feeling stuck turned into 3 months of real progress, all because of one small decision. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop waiting to feel ready. Set your timer for 10 minutes and just start. Everything else will follow.